recording in progress, and we are on live. And as I always say, my podcast is sponsored by Herbal Magic, where you can get some of the best herbs on the earth that the womb of the earth will produce. We got moringa and ginger, we got sea moss and bladderwrack, we got chlorella, which is also a good detox. It's real dark green and binds to heavy metals in the body. It rejuvenates cells. And you can get all of this if you text 724-426-1545. And that is it. And moving right along, today we have a guest, and her name is the Honorable Goddess Keith. How you doing today, Keith?
I'm doing good today. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Just up here, trying to elevate my thoughts, with some good topics today on the table. Today on the table, we got a topic, artificial intelligence versus spiritual intelligence. And I chose that topic today because it seems like these days, that's what we're going into. Being that this is the age of Aquarius, we're dealing with the age of information and the age of technology. Right now, it seems like technology is winning. Technology is taking over. It can be a good thing, but it also can be a bad thing. I say it can be a good thing because we can use it to improve ourselves, but not to make us lazy. You know what I'm saying? Because on the flip side, technology can make us lazy. Remember back in the days, I don't know how, but remember back in the days, in my day, we used to use maps to find our way around, or we used to have a good sense of direction.
Yeah, we had them paper maps. You had to go to the gas station, get the paper maps, or just have a good sense of direction.
Right, or just have a good sense of direction. But nowadays, without the GPS, it seems like nobody can do nothing, nobody can find their way, so in a lot of ways, technology is dumbing humanity down, but spiritual technology, on the other hand, deals with tapping into our psychic faculties. And each and every human being on the face of the earth has psychic faculties, but they are being suppressed. The reason why they're being suppressed is because we're not using it. When you use something, just like a muscle, for instance, if you don't use your muscles will begin to become weak.
Atrophy,
Yeah, the cells in the body have a self-destruct mechanism. They figured like you ain't using us, so we just gonna sag away. And that's the same thing with our psychic faculties. We don't use them. We rely on outside things to help us do stuff instead of tapping into our intuitive knowledge, our intuitive mind.
Right.
As opposed to always using the GPS, take time out maybe one day to be like, I'm gonna just use my intuition, to figure out if I go right or left, as opposed to always using technology. But what are some of the technologies that you've seen these days? Would you say that you ever see those robots rolling around town? You know what I'm saying? You can ask them directions and everything.
Right.
Streets, Even the self-checkout lines in grocery stores are forms of artificial intelligence. You realize when you go to the grocery store and see it's more and more self-checkout lines and less human beings running the cashier.
Right. And some of the stores, they even got little robots that roll around the store and they actually interact with you. So I don't know if you ever seen that before, but yeah, I haven't seen them in Pittsburgh, but I've seen them like in Pennsylvania, like out of town. So they interact with you, they're clean up a mess that's on the floor. I'm like, wow.
That's amazing. So it's very imperative that we work with this spiritual intelligence. So we're just gonna be human cyborgs. I was reading an article. Are you familiar with Elon Musk?
What is it?
Elon Musk.
Oh yeah.
The Tesla car and all that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He's doing a lot of things right now. And I was reading an article and it was talking about how basically he was doing this. He started in 2016, but he founded an organization called Neuralink, in which he's trying to merge artificial intelligence with the human brain. So he's trying to make the human being like a cyborg. Like his philosophy behind it is that he says, oh, well, human beings walk around with their cell phones attached to them. They can't live without them. They can't go anywhere without their cell phone.
Right.
The moment a person loses their cell phone, they're like, oh,
you lost your mind. You lost your cell phone, you lost your mind.
Right. So his whole thing is that he's trying to merge the cell phone technology or computer technology with the human brain. He got this thing with Google right now. Google's backing it with money too, even though Elon Musk is a billionaire.
Right.
But okay, the total investment to start this thing up was $363 million. I'm gonna read the article. Elon Musk brain machine interface company, which is called Neuralink, has raised $205 million from investors, including Google Ventures, Peter Thiel founder fund, and Open CEO Sam Altman. This was last year. They were still raising money. So what they're doing is they developing this chip that you put inside the brain, and you saying that human beings will be able to interact with other computer
chips.
Yeah, computer technology and monitor. Like for instance, he would put the chip in your brain. You would sit back and you would wire it. It's wireless communication. It's in your brain. So all you would have to do is think about something like I'm typing I want ice cream on the computer screen in your mind, and it'll come up on the screen wirelessly. So this is what he's doing. And monkeys, they had the actual thing where they had the monkey and they had the chip in the monkey brain, and the monkey was interacting with the video game wirelessly. I'm not going to even use the word telepathically because that's dealing with spirit.
That's not what it is. Yeah.
What they're trying to do is mimic our minds,
telepathy,
spiritual technology with artificial intelligence. So right now it's a war going on.
Could you imagine somebody hacking that chip while it's in your head?
Man, they'd be like, they'd be all messed up, but he said that.
Could you imagine Elon Musk in your head all the time? Like, they really found out what you want without the cookies and everything else. So
that's right.
You ain't gotta type anything. It's already in your mind. They already know what you want. They already know how to market to you.
That's right. They already know what you want. They always know what to market to, and they get closer and closer to this technology actually becoming commonplace. On the test runs right now, but from what I was looking at, it's looking like it's going to come into fruition. But that goes without saying is that spiritual technology, spiritual intelligence, which is dealing with the magic wand of the mind, must develop that all beyond all costs.
Right.
But man, it takes a lot. How do you think that some ways we're distracted, like in the world? Because I know that one of the ways that our psychic abilities have been suppressed and none of us are able to really use them like that is the people and the powers that run the world. They do certain type of things to humanity in order to keep them suppressed. Keep you activating through your five senses, basically. Is what I'm saying. Watching TV constantly, glutton with physical food and stuff. Going to work, paying bills, so you have no time to really work on yourself. Distracted per se. Have you ever had any experiences dealing with the improvement of your own psychic abilities through meditation?
Meditation. I've been having like a lot of downloads as far as my spirituality. Also, like I had to change what I'm taking, the information that I'm taking in. I had to change that. So I've been gradually changing the information that I'm taking in. My timeline has changed with more positivity, more high vibing people with different thought processes. So that's changed, and that's helped me a lot too.
It's important, man. That's very important to keep that in our forefront of our lives, because we're so bombarded with all of that stuff throughout the day. It's easy to slip, and it's easy to become trapped and become a victim of the matrix and the world of illusions. So that's good. Some of the things I do is
I got to turn some of that stuff off. You got to start working on tuning in with your own intuition, because it is kind of easy to get programmed.
Yeah, it is,
especially when it happens at a young age. So
that's right. Definitely happens at a young age. Most of the times in your mom's womb, because most of our parents are either was brought up in the same system we're brought up with these
Right.
erroneous programs that we've been instilled in our mind since the womb, since birth, since even elementary school. We're taught a certain curriculum. We're taught how to
Right.
think, what to think about, you know. So, the program
Right.
is real. The programming is real, But yeah, that's good because we got to do that. We got to read books. We got to feed our minds certain things so that we won't be deceived and so that we can improve our sides, improve our
Right.
on the psychic level. So, like I said,
Right.
some of the things I do is I read books because you are what you eat. You are what you feed your mind on a daily basis.
Right. That can affect your subconscious as well. So
Right.
I started to notice that. I'm like, I gotta watch what I'm like taking in,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm feeling a whole lot better.
A spiritual diet,
Right.
having a spiritual diet, physical diet. A lot of people focus on the physical, but the spiritual and the mental is basically the cause of all, because if you're putting garbage in your mental, then your physical is going to show,
Right.
regardless of how your physical diet is. If you eating good, you eating all the right foods, but your mind is garbage,
Right.
it wouldn't make no sense. But yeah, those are some of the ways that throughout the day we can distance ourselves from negative people, keep people around us that are positive, and inspiring and have good things to say about themselves and others.
Right.
Another thing is a lot of people got to get in tune with this meditation. It's all right to pray, but meditation focuses more on your inner self as opposed to praying to deity in the sky. And I'm not knocking what people do, but if you want to
Right.
real deal, meditation is, is where it's at. That opens you up. That strengthens those faculties that have always been there, but are lying dormant. But hey, that's a beautiful thing. You're on a path.
Right.
Elon Musk with this Neuralink thing, he's really working on that. And it ain't looking good. It ain't looking too good. Another technology that I was reading about that blew my mind right now.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody always talking about they being watched and all this other stuff.
Right.
I'm
We
talking
are.
about this. They got this machine that can listen to your voice and actually draw a picture of how you look just based off your voice frequency and tone. Now,
Oh, wow.
and that's deep. See, they're mimicking everything. They're mimicking everything, because they understand the science of frequency and vibration and how, sound creates form or sound,
Right.
different frequencies create matter or form or associated. Every frequency is associated with a physical object or physical form,
Right.
So they have this technology now that can do that. So I'm gonna read a little bit about that because I was reading this and it was very interesting. This invention uses your voice to show what you look like.
Wow.
MIT researchers developed an artificial intelligence that predicts your physical appearance based solely on your voice. So they already have an idea on how to use this invention in everyday life. Imagine you're sitting in a business meeting. Someone unknown to you is connected from outside by a telephone. After a few seconds of conversation, a replica of his face appears on the screen, generated based just off his voice. This is bad,
Wow.
man. So, the age we're moving into, man, you talking about having freedom. Like you say, once they put that chip in your brain, you won't have no freedom. Your world is done.
No, that's definitely not freedom at all. No.
Your world, your
You
world,
won't tip me.
that's right. Your world is
Yeah.
absolutely done.
Or they'll try to make it to a point where you need it. You need to have that chip in your brain. The bad stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah, like
and sell stuff.
bad stuff, stealth stuff. Yeah.
Right. Now, there was a episode on this. You ever hear of Black Mirror?
What is it?
Like it's a show called Black Mirror. They have different episodes,
Yeah, I've heard of it.
kind of like
Yep.
the Twilight Zone, but a futuristic version of it, where they show different scenarios of what can happen in the future. They had this one episode where that this lady she existed in the future, and everybody in the future had ratings, just like likes on Facebook or IG, you get likes,
Right.
ratings and stuff like that. So they had this thing in their eyeball where that if they can walk up on you, they can see if you with your rating will immediately flash in your little eyeball right there. He got a 5-star rating, or he got a 3.2, and you can't go
Oh wow.
stores based off
Based off the rating.
yeah. So I mean, these concepts that are on TV about these things are basically things that they're working on right now, and things
Right.
come and be implemented into society slowly. Like I say, artificial intelligence right now is winning because when you go in a grocery store, see less and less cashiers, you see more and more self-checkout lines. Another thing with this whole thing right now with people, labor shortage. There's a
Right.
labor shortage. A lot of companies right now, including the truck industry, they have self-driving trucks because a lot of the truckers quit their job.
So my employer, that's what we're implementing, self-driving trucks. They're actually building a highway just for these self-driving trucks. This is in process. This is happening. It's happening. So they're implementing a highway just for these self-driving trucks to get to destination A to destination B. So it's happening. It's not a theory. It's there. It's happening.
It's happening right before our eyes.
Yeah.
Say they slip everybody, and it's happening right before our eyes. But only those who have eyes are able to see through the darkness and the illusion that's being played upon us. Because right now they keep everybody entertained, keeping everybody entertained with
right.
and foolishness and slipping everybody and making at the same time. But dang, the trucker industry.
Yep.
Industry. And what they're doing now, a lot of companies are using artificial intelligence because of the labor shortage, like you say. So not only the trucking industry, but restaurant businesses. Cuts the cost. It's less expensive, less cost for them to do this. So, but spiritual intelligence inevitably will win. But right now, it's up to us to initiate our will and get on the ball. There's a technique, like we talked about it before, a meditative technique, creative visualization technique that anybody can do, based off of shapes. You can visualize images in your head, shapes, a square, a triangle, a circle.
Right.
In your mind's eye, sit back, relax, calm your whole body.
Right.
Focus on those particular shapes in your mind. This exercise does is it strengthens and fortifies your intuition and your extrasensory perception. It strengthens higher faculties of your mind, including your concentration and focus. Now remember, wherever our attention is, that's where the energy goes. If we're spending our attention throughout the day on the bullshit and the buffoonery, we're gonna be caught up.
Right. Right.
Paying more attention to improving our psychic faculties through meditation, the energy is gonna be a tune in and get right.
Yeah, you gotta be open and ready to receive.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Open and ready to receive. And it's all about knowing our purpose too. A lot of people don't even know why they exist on the planet Earth. And those are questions that we have to ponder and ask ourselves, because the deeper questions that you ask, you sit back and go by yourself and ask yourself, philosophize, become your own philosopher, ask yourself philosophical questions. These philosophical questions actually improve your intelligence and open you up for spiritual information. Questions like, who am I? What is my purpose on earth? Why do I even exist? Those questions lead to answers, intuitive answers that you can get from within yourself. Lead to even harder questions as well. It goes up and up and up. But like I say, that's one thing that we should do. That's an exercise, in fact, that one could do instead of always thinking about that bullshit throughout the day. Taking time those particular questions, will improve our spiritual intelligence, and the war will be won.
Right.
But yeah, Artificial intelligence, man. Who would have thought? It's a double-edged sword because the internet is a form of artificial intelligence. The internet could be good. We can benefit off of it, because
Right.
information on it. Well, the information is being censored a lot too now, controlled.
It is definitely being controlled now. Yeah.
It's being censored and controlled. So you actually had a labor shortage at your job, though.
I don't know if it was, I don't know if we're doing it because there was a labor shortage or just maybe to cut costs, but I'm not sure. I know they're spending a lot of money to implement this. So
Wow. There's more things to come.
yeah.
A lot of businesses do that, futuristic predictions, based off of statistics and what's going on in the present current state of the world.
Right.
Kind of predict what the trend is going to be 10, 5, 10, 20 years from now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So they doing that now. They know something.
Yeah, they're spending the money on it, so they know something. They know something.
That's right. That's right. So how do we get out of this one? Always like
We need to be in control of it. So they're spending money on this technology. Somebody has to control it and maintain it. So it's an indicator for us to maybe
that's right.
Get into it and start learning skills to control it and manage it.
That's right. Learn about that's right. You saying learn about the technologies that they're producing and creating right now.
So it can benefit us. Yes.
Yeah, that's true too, because it's gonna happen whether we like it or not. It's gonna happen. That's the way that it's going right now.
Right.
This world is ran by certain people, and I've always been a firm believer of indigenous people. This is not our home. A lot of people say, "Oh, we're gonna save the earth and all of this stuff." This is not our home. We're travelers, and we're from a distant world, a spiritual world based off not physical. This is one of the lowest worlds in existence, the planet.
Right.
Our ancient forefathers and foremothers told us this, but it's evident. You can look around and tell that. It's like a shiny red apple with a nasty worm in the middle.
Right.
Yeah, I always like going back to the Gnostic quotes, the famous Gnostic mystics, before they were Christians. They were heavy into mysticism, and I like their concept behind. They said one thing. They said how you can see the nature of this world is that you go out in nature and you study nature, and you see that this world is based off of prey and predator. Every living thing must kill another living thing in order to survive.
Right.
Living thing must inflict pain or kill another living thing in order to survive. This was a just and godly and divine world that we live in, that it wouldn't be based off of those principles. Kill,
right.
kill. So that'll tell us that this is not our world, this is not our home, to not get attached to anything. We can indulge in the pleasures and even learn about the physical technologies that they're doing, but not let anything on this earth overpower us, and know that our purpose is to develop our psychic abilities and to know ourselves, our true selves, which is not this crude matter, as Yoda on Star Wars would so elaborately say.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely believe we are more and more of us are awakening. So it's happening.
Yeah,
it's happening.
Yeah. More of us
are waking up.
Yeah, more and more of us are waking up. More and more of us are awakening up, and that's due to the information that's out here. That's why I say, the information age that we are in, which is the age of Aquarius. Every age, there's 12 ages. Every age lasts 2,160 years for a total of 25,920 years. All each 12 age.
Right.
Each age comes with a particular energy during that age. Like the previous age before the age of Aquarius was the age of Pisces. the age of Pisces dealt with religious superstition and things of that nature. And if you go back
Right.
in so-called the Jesus time, I don't believe he was actual physical man, but I'm just gonna say the Jesus time back then. Like what was it? 6 AD, something like that. But
Right.
in his time, it was a lot of religious superstition. You know what I'm saying? A lot of illiteracy, a lot of things people didn't really basically a lot of superstition, praying to mystery gods and statues and stuff like that. But now the
Right.
Aquarius deals with basically technology. It deals with the age of information. It deals with spiritual intelligence and also deals with artificial intelligence. But it's like a red pill, blue pill thing. Which one you gonna take? But, so like I say, this information is like a double-edged sword.
Right.
Use it, use it to improve, or use it to destroy. Use it to build, or use it to destroy. But yeah, indeed. So they have that technology. The voice. Oh, we gotta end this meeting. Well, that was a good time.
Right.
It was a good time. We got to end this meeting. It's about to close out. Hey, I really appreciate you, Key, being a guest on my podcast, Strange Truth. And man, hope to have you again so we can build, and crack this code.
Right. It was a pleasure to be here.
Right.
And we will overcome technology. We will evolve higher than whatever they